the LAMA Show, the biggest agricultural equipment show in the UK with a fast-growing international reputation. Every year, more than 40,000 visitors descend upon the East of England Showground in Peterborough to get up close and personal with the latest farming technology. Micron makes a range of sprayers, and I'm on my way to the company stand in Hall 1 to see what they've brought to LAMA for 2014. Toby Watley is Micron's UK sales manager.
Yeah. Okay.
So have you got any new products here for 2014?
Well, we've got onto the Generation 2 dual tank. We brought this unit out about 2.5 years ago in the first version. So since we've had about 9 of those units out now, we've done some remedial redesign work on it, improved the plumbing system and the operator controls. Originally they were split in the front and rear. Now all the controls are at the front. Made it 300mm shorter, which for a front-mounted product is quite important, that we can take that length out. The induction bowls at the sides have moved back and moved in, making them hopefully more user-friendly and more ergonomic in their function. And then the addition of road lighting as well, which was an important feature that we saw users were asking for on existing machines, that they didn't have the road lighting on the front, so we've now incorporated that in the standard design. We've incorporated extra protection on the front, so we now have these additional bars around here and underneath, which should protect the unit against any impact damage from the side, which beforehand we felt it was quite exposed, so that's done a nice job there. The unit's also lighter, so we've taken a bit of weight out of it, and it's more balanced. Before we had the pumping units inside in here, the pump's now around the back, so it makes the unit more balanced, which hopefully on the front of the machine should allow it to be a little more stable.
I can see over there that you've got the Varadome. It's a new product for yourself?
Yeah, it's a recent development in the last 2 years. It's a new product for us. We developed it in this form in about the last 2 years. It's been ongoing for about the last 6 or 7. It's quite a different product to the marketplace. The concept of shielded spraying isn't new. It's quite an older design of application of chemical. What we've done is developed it for the 21st century, if you like. We can use the machine with RTK and GPS integration, which gives great opportunities and great benefits in the way we can apply the chemical. It's available in working widths of 3 to 12 metres. 12 metres is new for this year. Originally we had it available in up to 9 metres. We've had inquiries ongoing and fresh for wider machines. We have an order now for a 12-metre machine for overseas in Canada, which is, it's a good machine for us. It's a good export as well. This machine is tied, we say, to that tank. It works in conjunction with the twin spray system. So we have the one spray nozzle here, and then the second one, which is under the shield there. It allows the user to apply 2 chemicals at once, which is pretty much unique for the product we're doing. When you look at conventional cropping, you can apply a non-selective herbicide through this shield here between the rows of crop and the conventional herbicide on top of the crop. That gives some great advantages in weed control. In places where perhaps you don't have the selective herbicides available, you have the ability to put a non-selective down to remove persistent weeds, and then the overrow allows you to put conventional herbicides down, but at up to a 60% reduction, which is a huge saving. This is our 100-litre tank system. It's the Generation 2. We brought it out for 2014, built on bits and pieces we learned from the previous design. It's much stronger. It's got more features in it and more ability to have options and changes on it. It's a 100-litre mixed chemical tank on there with a 15-litre flush tank to clean the sprayer and the system out after use, and then on the far side there, a 15-litre hand wash tank. We've gone for the 100-litre tank currently. For most applications it's sufficient chemical. You're only using maybe up to 4 nozzles, and it's much lighter weight. So for a lot of applications where you're looking at reducing compaction and reducing ground disturbance, the 100-litre tank offers you sufficient spray quantity, but without the weight and the implications of having a much larger tank and the inherent subsoil compaction and root zone disturbance that you receive from that. This setup you see here uses the Underviner domes in both pressure nozzle and CDA variants. So we're using the controlled droplet application CDA unit here, and then this unit is our conventional pressure nozzle. The section valves allow much easier user interface of the controls for the pressure nozzle variant, adjustment and variation in pressure and application rates. That's the unit for the CDA unit on the end. That's a combined electric and hydraulic controller. So you can do your flow rates and adjustments of the CDA head through there. We offer it with an electric or hydraulically driven pump to suit user requirements. And then other features have been uprated. We've gone to category 1 and 2 pins. That makes it easier and more adaptable for different tractors and different markets and situations.
So not only do you have products for the large broadacre farms, but also different market sectors. Could you go into a bit more detail about those?
First one we're going to look at is the Herbidame 600. This is a CD atomizer underneath the shield. It's available with a strap to support it. This is very popular and we've seen a lot of interest with Christmas tree growers. Christmas tree production is obviously, you understand, it's quite common and takes place in different parts of the world. This unit here, as I say, it's shielded, allows you to apply non-selective herbicide, such as like a Roundup or a glyphosate, underneath the shield in row-growing Christmas trees. Obviously, as they get older and the rows close in, you can still, as a user, walk between them. So we see a lot of these going out to the UK and overseas for Christmas tree application. So the second product, which we see predominantly go out for homeowner amenity uses, is the Weed Bull. It's quite a simple product, perhaps a bit like a paint roller. You fill the tube with a non-selective herbicide like a glyphosate. The chemical is transferred onto the small roller, onto the large roller, so it allows you to move it in different places and it obviously transfers the chemical to the ground. What's quite popular with it is you can get close up to the edges and buildings, what have you, but also there's zero drift because you're purely applying it off a roller, contact roller itself. The second unit, which uses a similar, if you like, method of application to the Weed Bull, is the Micro Wipe. Again, similar sort of logic. You fill the tube itself with a non-selective herbicide, and that will saturate the wick, and then you can use it for, contact application. Again, zero drift because you're not spraying; you're purely applying the product through contact. The other product we see, a lot of units go out, particularly for amenity users, is the Injectados Pro. It's a stem injector for invasive weeds. So you're looking at Japanese knotweed, giant hogweed, or Himalayan balsam. Products where conventional spraying isn't suitable in urban areas, or where conventional spraying doesn't necessarily work due to the structure of the plant. It's quite a simple product. It's a meter dose injector. So a chemical feed is fed into here from a tank held on the user's back, fills a chamber here where you can vary the amount that's applied, and is injected out through this needle. When the trigger is depressed, the chemical is released through these holes here. So it's quite simple. Hollow stem plants, which is the ones we discussed earlier, like Japanese knotweed, the user can inject into the stem, depress the plunger, and release the chemical into the stem of the plant, which is very, very effective at killing it. But again, we have zero drift because we're not spraying the outside of the plant, we're purely putting the chemical into it. It gets great uptake into the root zone and is very effective at killing a weed in some places, which is impossible to remove with any other method.
Thank you so much for your time today, Toby.
Not a problem.
I hope you have an excellent last day of life.
Thanks very much.
Thank you.